UE 5.3. In this example from the same demo, snow is slowly building up on the objects, changing their geometry. If you're an Unreal artist, I released a free landscape material that uses nanite displacement. You can check it out on the channel if you want to start using displacement in your environments right now. I will go into depth about the changes Unreal Engine 5.4 brings when it is released. Procedural Content Generation, or PCG for short, is getting a lot of new tools and improvements. PCG uses random generation and math operations to create complex environments with nodes. For example, here is a PCG I made that automatically generates an oasis. Without PCG, I would have to hand place a lot of these assets to create this environment, which could take a while. And because it is dynamic, I can grab the PCG and scale it up to watch it update in real time. With splines, I get further control where objects will be spawned in. Or I can cut a path through the oasis with it changing automatically. I also expose a parameter that allows me to lower or raise the amount of trees. And this is all being driven through the PCG graph. Epic is adding a bunch of new features to PCG, and to show off these new features, they released a biome generator that can instantly create large landscapes and populate it with realistic vegetation from biomes. This was used to generate the world in LEGO Fortnite. Large portions of this world were created using the procedural content graphs. I believe PCG and tools using it like the Biome World Generator will play a huge part in creating digital environments going into the future, so I will make more videos about it on the channel. Unreal's animation system is also getting a huge update. Motion matching is a new animation technology that uses a motion database to select the best frame and animations. This is different to traditional game animations, which have to use a complicated state machine. State machines are logic that is manually set up by the animator to pick what animation to use or blend two animations together. With motion matching, a lot of the hard work is done for us, and it can create seamless transitions for complex traversal. It can even predict the next location of the character to know what animation to transition into. And if you think an animation is wrong, there's a new gameplay animation debugger to see how the character works with different movements. Epic also revealed that the entirety set up by the animator to pick what animation to use or blend two animations together. With motion matching, a lot of the hard work is done for us.
Oh, this is me not on mute. The mic wasn't enabled. I've been talking this whole time and the mic's been disabled. That's dumb. Okay. Well, here we are.
And it can create seamless transitions for complex traversal. It can even predict the next location of the character to know what animation to transition into. And if you think an animation is wrong, there's a new gameplay animation debugger to see how the character works with different movements. Epic also revealed that the entirety of the LEGO Fortnite game was animated in Unreal Engine. Animation used to be created in separate programs like Maya or Blender, and then imported into Unreal. The problem is that your imported animation will look different in Unreal's lighting and environments, so you might have to create another animation. Over the past few years, Unreal has been getting a lot more animation tools. Now with LEGO Fortnite, Epic has proven that
Okay, that's very cool. But tell me more about motion matching in Unreal 5. How's an improvement in time saver over state machines? And explain what a state machine is. I am a beginner in Unreal Engine 5. Let's break this down for you in a way it makes sense from a beginner's perspective. What is a state machine in Unreal Engine? A state machine is a traditional of controlling character animations. Think of it like a flow chart that tells the engine, if the character is running, play the running animation. If they stop, transition to idle. If they jump, play the jump animation. Each state, idle, walk, run, jump, etc., is a node. And the transitions between them are driven by conditions like speed or whether the character is airborne. Drawbacks of state machines, manual labor. You have to define every transition and rule. Yep. Brittle logic. Animations can look robotic or stiff if not tuned just right. Lots of tweaking. Big characters with many animations become a nightmare to maintain. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with my movement system. The movement system I'm trying to build. Bad blending. We'll try this. I got a buddy, friend of a friend who's got a game that we should try. So we will do that in about 30 minutes. We'll try out his game and give him some feedback. Lots of tweaking. Big care. Yeah. Okay. Bad blending. Transitions can be janky. I love that the janky is now a term that the AI gives me, or floaty and not fine-tuned. What is motion matching? It is a more advanced AI-assisted method for animation. That's right. That's what we're looking for. AI tools that save us a lot of labor. So this is exactly something I'm completely interested in. It doesn't use states and transitions the same way. Instead, it looks at what the character wants to do based on player input, movement, or other logic, and then dynamically picks the best frame of animation from a big database of motion capture clips. Wow. Unreal Engine 5 supports motion matching through the animation. Hey, Flamage. I was looking at. I'm glad you're here, and thanks for saying hi. I'm watching this thing for animation. So like one of the things I need to make sure that I, spend some time or some days each day focusing on Unreal Engine, because if that's going to be a skill, if I'm going to become proficient at it, I need to do it a little bit each day. Like learning to ride a bike or whatever. And we've been focusing on the Skyrim project, so we're just going to focus on Unreal Engine stuff today. And I was watching this video of the stuff like that that's available. Now, a lot of it is stuff that I'm not interested in right now. I will be when I get around to needing to build a world map and that kind of stuff. But right now, I'm just interested in getting like gameplay and making sure the gameplay's smooth and it looks good. So we find out that there's a new AI assisted animation thing, because animation is like I've been through one tutorial, and it's very involved for all of the things that you have to do, and the gameplay that I have in mind is, like the character can do a lot of that. Like there's a lot of different movements that the character should be able to make. So we're checking out and getting more information on motion matching, because it's an AI assisted method of animation, which is great because it will take out a huge chunk of the labor that I would have to do. So I need to learn how to use the motion matching and program my character with this new technology, instead of, there's merit in learning how to do it the old way, and I will continue and finish that tutorial, but I need to be looking at motion matching now. Here, what I'm gonna do, my tummy's a little upset, so let me start this over real quick, and I'm going to let this play, and I will be right back. I got to go to do a little bio break because my tummy's not, oh boy, that coffee's kicking in, if you know what I'm saying. So let's kick back and watch this. When I get back, we will continue on exploring the motion matching stuff, and we'll see what the best way to go about starting to learn how to use that stuff. So there's like so many things to learn in Unreal Engine, and like I've got a goal, and it's like, all right, well, how do I get there? So we'll figure that out when I get back.
Epic Games hosted their State of Unreal event, where they revealed a bunch of new features coming to Unreal Engine 5. To start the event, Epic revealed a new Captain America and Black Panther game that is running on UE5. The graphics look like a movie, not a game. Part of the reason for that is nanite displacement, which was introduced in the last version of Unreal and has been dramatically improved. Displacement is when we use a height texture to add depth or height to an object. It can dramatically change an object or landscape, adding much needed geometry to what would be a flat area. In a tech demo from the game, they showed this road, which is using displacement. Here's the same road without nanite displacement and material blending. Obviously, it doesn't look as good. And it is low poly. Each color you see is one polygon. The developers then layered more materials with height displacement. Using nanite tessellation, Unreal is smart enough to dynamically create more polygons to bring back the detail. Here's the same view of the polys. It was transformed from a low poly mesh into a high poly one, with just the height textures. Getting poly counts like this was impossible without nanite and displacement. In UE 5.4, nanite displacement can now change dynamically, which wasn't working in UE 5.3. In this example from the same demo, snow is slowly building up on the objects, changing their geometry. If you're an Unreal artist, I released a free landscape material that uses nanite displacement. You can check it out on the channel if you want to start using displacement in your environments right now. I will go into depth about the changes Unreal Engine 5.4 brings when it is released. Procedural Content Generation, or PCG for short, is getting a lot of new tools and improvements. PCG uses random generation and math operations to create complex environments with nodes. For example, here is a PCG I made that automatically generates an oasis. Without PCG, I would have to hand place a lot of these assets to create this environment, which could take a while. And because it is dynamic, I can grab the PCG and scale it up to watch it update in real time. With splines, I get further control where objects will be spawned in. Or I can cut a path through the oasis with it changing automatically. I also expose a parameter that allows me to lower or raise the amount of trees. And this is all being driven through the PCG graph. Epic is adding a bunch of new features to PCG, and to show off these new features, they released a biome generator that can instantly create large landscapes and populate it with realistic vegetation from biomes. This was used to generate the world in LEGO Fortnite. Large portions of this world were created using the procedural content graphs. I believe PCG and tools using it like the Biome World Generator will play a huge part in creating digital environments going into the future, so I will make more videos about it on the channel. Unreal's animation system is also getting a huge update. Motion matching is a new animation technology that uses a motion database to select the best frame and animations. This is different to traditional game animations, which have to use a complicated state machine. State machines are logic that is manually set up by the animator to pick what animation to use or blend two animations together. With motion matching, a lot of the hard work is done for us, and it can create seamless transitions for complex traversal. It can even predict the next location of the character to know what animation to transition into. And if you think an animation is wrong, there is a new gameplay animation debugger to see how the character works with different movements. Epic also revealed that the entirety of the LEGO Fortnite game was animated in Unreal Engine. Animation used to be created in separate programs like Maya or Blender, and then imported into Unreal. The problem is that your imported animation will look different in Unreal's lighting and environments, so you might have to create another animation. Over the past few years, Unreal has been getting a lot more animation tools. Now with LEGO Fortnite, Epic has proven that you can create an entire animation library for a game or a movie directly in Unreal. Not only can you create animations from scratch, last year Epic released MetaHuman Animator, which can create high-quality face animations from video using machine learning. The characters you see on screen are only using MetaHuman Animator. There's been no edits to the animation. This is the quality you get from Animator. Also, with machine learning and AI, developers can train complex cloth deformation. This means we get realistic physics for clothes in real time, with believable stretches and creases. But the biggest news of the night came with Fortnite. Last year, Epic released the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, or UEFN for short. It gave users the power of Unreal to create their own experiences inside of Fortnite with the same tools game developers use. This is part of Fortnite's transition from just a battle royale game to a platform that hosts different experiences and game genres. In line with this vision, in December, Epic released 3 new games that are a part of Fortnite. LEGO Fortnite, which is a building survival game with Legos very similar to Minecraft. Fortnite Festival, a rhythm game based off of Rock Band. In 2021, Epic Games acquired Harmonix, which is the company that makes Rock Band, to recreate it in Fortnite. And Rocket Racing, which is a racing game that uses the same cars and physics from Rocket League. These 3 games, and the success that they had, showed that Fortnite is more than just a battle royale, it is a creative platform. Epic also announced a partnership with Disney that will see Disney properties like Marvel and Star Wars have their own games in Fortnite. If you want to learn UEFN, I have a beginner tutorial that will teach you the essentials on my other channel, Fortnite Sensei. There I cover all the basics to get up and running in the Unreal Editor. UEFN is getting even more features previously not available to us, including first-person mode, something that the community has been really wanting. We have been limited to just third-person gameplay for a while. With first-person mode, more games are possible. Not only that, but the physics system has been drastically improved and is server-based. So the same physics interactions and animations will be seen by all the players. UEFN is also investing in realistic graphics that are not the traditional stylized graphics we have seen from Fortnite. This entire spaceship on screen right now is made in UEFN. Something with this amount of detail can be created with a small budget. And most importantly, for the first time, we get metahumans in Fortnite. This is Fortnite gameplay with a realistic human. It doesn't even look like Fortnite anymore. Creating a human character is simpler than ever. On the MetaHuman website, you can design your person, and then with just a few clicks, you can add them automatically into your world. This is not a limited version of metahumans. We still have access to all the same features that we have in UE5, including MetaHuman Animator. So it is really easy to create high-quality facial motion capture for our characters. Metahumans for Fortnite are also optimized, being only around 60 megabytes. Previously in UE5, they were around 1 gigabyte. Also added is UEFN's brand new cloth editor to help set up cloth physics for characters and metahumans. Epic showed off using a program called Marvelous Designer to create clothes. It is the most popular 3D fabric program. Marvelous Designer makes it really easy to export clothes from it and bring it into Unreal, ready to be edited in the cloth editor. Epic announced that every UEFN creator can now get Marvelous Designer free for a year to create clothes in Fortnite. So we can expect to see a lot.
Okay, well, they're really pushing the Fortnite thing hard, I guess, because it's popular. Let's see what else
Epic
is
continues
there.
to add new assets and tools to UEFN.
Yeah.
Now a lot of the bricks carry world. This means we have a wide range of art styles for our experiences. Verse is getting a massive update, with handled by Blueprints when it is released for UE5. Epic is so committed to improving UEFN that starting sometime in 2025, new Fortnite Battle Royale updates will be created.
Okay, yeah, they're leaning heavily into the Fortnite stuff since they got to strike while the iron's hot. But I am totally interested in this motion matching stuff. So let me let's move this over here. How it works, you feed it a big library of motion capture animations. It creates a searchable database of poses and trajectories. When the game runs, it searches the data to find the best matching motion on the fly. It picks the right pose. Okay. So why motion matching is an improvement. State machine setup, manuals, lots of work. Automated once it's in place. realism, hyperfluid, natural transitions chosen dynamically, time to implement, low once data is prepped. Okay, so that's the question. Like, what's the amount of data? Real world benefits. Like, do you have to pay for it? The motion library. State machines can get you started fast but don't scale well. Motion matching requires more prep, motion capture data, and setup, but it serves massive time in the long run. It makes AAA level animation possible for small teams. Okay. Enable the plugin. Search for post search and enable it. Gather data. Import a rich set of motion capture animations. Yeah. Build a database. Use the post search tool to analyze and tag animations. Create a motion matching component. Use this in your animation blueprint to drive your character. Chunky state machine setup and a fluid motion matching result could be gold for viewers. Want help setting up a starter state machine or walking through a basic motion matching example? Okay. Let's find out about the about needing to feed it the data. So as a small independent developer, where can I get the motion capture data to import? Where am I going to find a rich set of mocap animation? Okay, massive library character animations can auto-rig your own 3D characters and apply animations to them. Export FBX files directly for use in Unreal Engine 5. Works well for prototyping and even final projects. Pro tip, use Blender or Unreal Engine 5 retarget manager to clean and retarget Maximo animations to your custom skeletal meshes. Okay. Maximo's by Adobe though. Carnegie Mellon University mocap library, free and open source. Ooh, I like that. Thousands of real world capture takes. Converted to BVH format, covers basic and complex movement like dance, sports, and gestures. Needs cleanup and retargeting, but it's gold for realism. Okay. Unreal Engine 5 sample project comes with high motion animation sets for Epic from Epic. Includes animations already set up with a working animation blueprint. Free and fully compatible with Unreal Engine 5 skeletons. Okay. The Johnny Cage nut punch split, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's if we can find this sample stuff and actually use this technology, that would be better, because what I have in mind for movement is, like, I want to give the player an unprecedented amount of options for just movement, just non-magical movement. To see what the player can do. Like, I'm trying to, it's the gameplay that I'm primarily worried about right now. Like all the other stuff, I honestly feel like it's in the bag, but I've got to be able to have the fluid like animation stuff, and the fluid movement, because it's all for nothing if there's no fluid movement and good combat. Like I'm probably going to be working on this for years. Like, well, here's the development roadmap, foundational system. Yeah, movement system phase 1. So, the character should be able to, move around with WADs. Okay. Move around with WADs and jump. Sprint. And then huge leap forward, but only in the forward direction. And you have to have covered a certain amount of ground first before the jump will work. And then there's like a side leap, and then a quick step to the side, like where you literally just step out of the way of it. Roll, crouch, stealth toggle, stealth roll, switch between first and third person, and then a stamina system. We're giving them all these options, but you have to manage your stamina. So, and this is before we get to the magical stuff, to like blink and shadow step and all that kind of crap, right? So, I've got to figure out how to save time, and apparently these state machines get more they get more difficult the more stuff you try to do with them. So if I can take advantage of this technology to do that, I sure hope so. It's just I guess it's just a matter of understanding it, and if I really can go through and find enough of this stuff. Optional, make your own motion capture. Yeah, we could make our own motion capture too. All right, so we got a ton of options there. Let's say I actually want to see if there's any motion matching Unreal Engine 5 tutorial maybe. Okay, this video you learn everything you need to know. Okay, this is 10 months ago. How to use motion. Okay, so here's from Gorka. So I've watched his stuff before. Let's go ahead and give him a shot.
What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today I am going to show you how to use motion matching in Unreal Engine 5.4 preview. It's going to be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is enable the motion matching plugins. So let's go up into edit, plugins, and the first one is going to be motion trajectory. Let's go ahead and click enable, and a warning will pop up saying that it is in experimental. We're going to say yes. And now we need another one, which is going to be the pose search. So let's go ahead and enable this too. With those two enabled, we can now go ahead and restart to apply these plugins to the editor. Okay, so now the plugins are enabled as I have restarted the editor. So before starting to set up motion matching in this sprite, what I want to do is import more animations, because right now for our third person template, what I have is this limited run forward and this idle animation, and also this walk, right, which is basically very limited for a motion matching. We want to go ahead and move left, right, forwards, backwards, right, and also a jog start and a jog stop. So for this, you're going to be taking advantage of Lyra. If you don't know Lyra is a demo sprite that Epic Games launched a bit more than a year ago, which basically includes a shooter template, and it comes with this really cool jog animations for our locomotion, which we will basically use. Now, it is free, and I will link it in the description from the marketplace. So just go ahead and create a Lyra sprite in 5.3. Now, once we have it opened in 5.3, what we're going to do is basically go into the characters folder, go into heroes, go into mannequin, go into animations, and then locomotion, and then unarmed. And here we have all of our animations that we will basically be using. So let's go ahead and filter by animation sequence, right? So we only see the animation clips itself. Now let's go ahead and select all of them, right click, go to Add Actions and click on Migrate. Now this will basically copy and paste all of the animations that we will need to our motion matching project. In this case, I didn't make any change, gonna say don't save, and it will automatically select all the dependencies from this animation. So that means the character too. Now in this case, this skeleton is the same one as the one in the third person template, but you know, if we directly also migrate the character, things will be easier for us. So let's go ahead and click OK, and then we need to navigate.
Hey Deathforge, we're I do need to spend. I need to make sure that I oscillate between the two, because I need to get proficient in Unreal Engine. I should be using it a little bit each day, so I just need to work it into my routine that we're going to be spending a little bit of time each day, and then we'll pick it back up with the Skyrim project and stuff too. Oh, that time's coming up. We'll finish watching this tutorial here, because I think I'm gonna have to start. I've gotta think and work smart, and this is probably the way to do that, because this is a way to get a bunch of the animation assets and then use the AI tools to make things simpler. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
To our project for motion.
And then when we're done watching this, we'll play my my friend's game that he's currently in the process of making.
Matching. In this case, this is my project, so let's go and enter in the content folder. And now that we are in the content folder, we can just go and select this folder, and now it will basically migrate all the assets from this project to our motion matching project. And after a few seconds, there we go, we can now go back to our one over here. So now if we go to characters, we can see a new folder, which is heroes, which contains the locomotion for unarmed, which is really cool. Alright, so now with those extra animations imported, it is time to begin to create the assets for motion matching. So the first one that we will need will be a pose search schema. So let's go and select the content browser, just right click, go to the animation section, and now with this new plugins, we can see that we have another new section, which is motion matching. So now with this, we can create a pose search schema. Now let's go ahead and select the SK mannequin, which is blue, which comes from the Lyra template, okay? And now let's go ahead and name this something as PSS underscore motion matching. Alright, so let's open this up. So what does this asset do? Well, basically, it will set all the parameters that our animation database, which we'll create a bit later, will need for the decisions, like angle, velocity, etc. Now, there's a very limited documentation in this, right? So we're gonna be leaving everything by default, which will work just fine for our testings, okay? If in the future you want a more detailed tutorial on this, I struggle with I'm trying to go through and understand this, because like I have been through this guy's tutorial actually of making a state machine for animation, and that it's a lot of work, and especially with the movement, the type of movement options that I want to have available, like it's you know, going to be a huge amount of work, because apparently like it's really easy for those state machines to get really complex really quick. So if there's a way for me to leverage new technology to save a lot of the heavy lifting, then I guess that's what that's what the YouTube channel and the streaming's all about, is you know, see how far you can get using modern technology with all the tools and stuff available, basically. And I think I mean, it's the animation, the movement and the animation for the movement, it needs to be worked on, and then the like how to pick up and move objects around, that needs to be worked on, and then the objects themselves having properties where they can break or catch on fire or not, and just get, you know, like
soot on them or something like that. Those are all the goals that I have right now, because I put those 3 things together and I can have a proof of concept. And with the proof of concept, people be like, oh, cool, he's doing it. Yeah. But until then, oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'll have to, I've had, you're like you're not the first person that has told me that. I guess I'll have to do some how-to videos or whatnot. But yeah, it's been an amazing tool. It certainly has replaced Google for Google's crap now. You can't bring back 2004 Google. When you could search for anything and you'd get exactly that in the first result. Even if it was a cam for a movie that's still out in the theaters. Okay. So this looks doable. Okay, good. This guy's feeling this guy's happy to have let this comment. So apparently this is good. I think I'm gonna have to make another Trello board. And I'm gonna have to start breaking down all of the different things that need to be done on there. Because there's tons of things to do. Further expanding some of these, like these need to be like formalized. It's just notes and stuff right now. But I have put thought into what needs to be made first before you can build the other stuff, because everything in the earlier phases will create an output that will be an input to some of the other systems. And those things are going to be, well, let's worry one thing at a time. Like a wizard consulting a grimoire, yes. Yeah. It's got a once you get used to using it like that, it's really indispensable. It's really helped me like deepen my understanding. So you got to be careful, because sometimes it can still make up a bunch of bullshit or whatever. But there's certain tricks that I can use, like I try to repeat back some stuff to it sometimes to make sure that like I understand it. That's a big thing of interacting with it. You say, oh, so this and this means this, is that correct? And it can help you help course correct you if needs be. So I think I mean with this at our fingertips, and tutorials like this, I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get the project going. It's just, I guess understanding this is going to be better in the long run from a developer time saver wise. So let me finish watching this and we'll see.
I can make one, so let me down in the comments. Alright, so now with that asset created, it is time to create another asset, which will be our post search database, which will basically link with this, and it will contain all of the animations that our motion matching database will have. So let's go ahead and right click, go to animation, motion matching, and create the post search database. Let's go ahead and select the PSS that we just created, and now let's go ahead and name this something as PSD_motion matching. And let's open this up. Alright, so now in here, what we can do is drag in all of the animations that we will need for our locomotion. Now before doing that, let's make sure that all of our animations are using root motion. This is very important because motion matching will use root motion. So let's go to characters, heroes, mannequin, animations, locomotion, unarmed. Go with Ctrl A, select everything, right click, go to As Actions, and select Edit Selection in Property Matrix. This will allow us to change some of the parameters of all the animations at once. So if we go ahead and press Ctrl A once again, we can go to root motion.
How does he know how to do all this stuff?
And enable root motion. Right now it has this dash, which means that some of the animations have root motion enabled and some others not. So if we disable this, we can enable it back again, and now all of them have it. And the same with force root lock. We go ahead and disable this and enable this. Not all of them have it. Let's save, and now all of the animations will have root motion, which is essential. Now let's close this, go back to our database, press Ctrl Space to open up the content browser, and let's drag in all of the animations that we will need. So in this case, this will be on characters, heroes, mannequins, animations, locomotion, unarmed.
So we basically add the animations to the project, and then you flag all of those animations to be able to be used by motion matching.
And now let's go ahead and search for jog. In this case, let's begin by going forward. So FWD, jog forward, drag it here. Then for backward, BWD, this one here. Then we will basically contain the going left. So left, drag this one here. Then also going right, we'll get this one. Then we will also go ahead and get for the idle animation, which will be this ready. And then we also require some start and stop, so it will basically be even smoother. So let's search for jog start and drag this one over here for backwards, forwards, left, and right. And then also for stop, and we'll do exactly the same thing. So from left to right over here. There we go. Cool. Save. And now if we go and select all of these animations, we can see them in action in all the directions, which is really cool. So now the only thing we need to do is apply this database to an animation blueprint, which is going to be very simple. It will only require literally 2 nodes. So let's go back to our content browser, right click, create an animation blueprint. If I know how to click correctly, there we go. Now let's go ahead and once again select the SK mannequin, which is the blue one coming from heroes, which is the one from Lyra. Hit create ABP underscore, and this will be just motion matching. Let's go ahead and open this up, and now what we can do is add the following 2 nodes. The first one will basically be motion matching itself. So search for motion matching and apply this node. Now this node will basically require a database, which is the one that we just created, which is PSD motion matching. So let's go ahead and select this, and now we can leave everything by default. And then the next node that we will need will be the pose history. Okay, now this pose history will require a trajectory. Now the trajectory is a component that now we need to add to our character blueprint. So let's go to our third person folder, blueprints, and open up third person character. In here,
Okay.
let's go and search for trajectory, and this will be character trajectory. With that said, we can now compile, save, and this component will basically get the direction of the player and gets its trajectory and all that information that our motion matching database and everything we'll need. So now we need to pass it over here. So we need to get that information.
See, like, that's a necessary step, and I just wish he'd explain why it's a necessary step.
Of the player and gets its trajectory and all that information that our motion matching database and everything we'll need. So now we need to pass it over here. So we need to get that information from this blueprint. So we need to do this on the bench graph. Now to save performance, I'm gonna go ahead and just add an initialize animation, which will occur at the beginning. So when the game starts, I will basically cast from the owner to the third person character blueprint, and I will save this in a variable. Okay, so let's right click, promote to variable, and name this something as third person character BP. Good. With that, now in the update, right, on every frame, we will access this third person character and get the character trajectory component that we just basically added. Okay, And basically the only thing we need to do is right click and promote this to a variable, and that's it. Okay, so in the update we'll constantly be filling this up. Now the reason that I did this on the initialize, right, the casting, is because casting is pretty performance intensive when we do it on the update. Not really, but if we do this, for example, in a multiplayer game with a lot of pawns and so on, it will basically just reduce performance, and there's no reason for this. So let's have it on the initialize, and then on the update we can just get the save variable and use the information that we need. Cool. So now in the name graph we can
I don't follow any of that.
right click on this trajectory input, go to binding, select the character trajectory, and now we have it binded. So it's basically using that one that we just assigned. So now the only thing left to do is to go to the third person character, select the mesh, change it to our queen from Lyra, which is really the same skeleton, so really you could use the other queen. Okay, there's no problem with that. And then of course select the animation blueprint that we just created, which is ABP motion matching. With that said, now we can go and press play, and we will have a error. What is this? Well, that's because Lyra also migrated some footsteps. Now the footsteps have missing references and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and disable this, and also if we select the first error here, it will bring us to the section where we can disable this, compile, and that's it. We don't have any errors. Okay, go ahead and Ctrl+Shift+S, and everything saved. Let's go ahead and press play. And now when I go ahead and move, you can see that we are actually going ahead and moving with motion matching, which is really cool with our start and stop animations and everything like that. Now to basically represent motion matching in its peak happiness, we're gonna go ahead and change the direction movement of the player. So let's go to the character movement component, go down into the rotation settings, and let's go ahead and disable arrange rotation to movement and enable the side rotation. This will basically move the player whenever it is looking, which allows us to have a straight movement where we can go left, right, backwards, and forwards.
Peak happiness.
And that's it. Now we have motion matching working in our Pride. Now one last thing to go ahead and kind of debug this motion matching is that if we go down here and go ahead and search for character trajectory, and we have this a character trajectory debug, we can now just put a space 1, and now we can basically preview this trajectory going ahead and happening. There you go. So that's it, guys. If you found this tutorial helpful, I would really appreciate.
Okay, well, I feel like I need to just take a step back from even working on this and just do like projects and tutorials, because I just need to learn a lot more before I have no clue why he's doing half of that stuff that he's doing. And while I like his tutorials, many aspects of his tutorials, it's just I don't feel like I'm learning the fundamentals like I should. Let's check this guy out.
In this video we learn everything you need about motion matching, using the free 500 AAA animations that Epic gave us. We will learn what is motion matching, how to set it up, how to implement run, walk, jump, crouch, turn in place, about the new chooser system, and we'll talk a bit about reversals in the end. My main goal in this video is to do it fast, but in a way we'll understand how all things working and why we do what we do, and not just copy paste me. For that you already have the sample project. One last thing before we start. If you watched my previous videos, you already know a lot from this video, so feel free to skip parts if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest it, because even though we were pretty accurate about how to do everything, there are small changes as well, since we know a lot more right now. So, let's start with what is motion matching. Motion matching is a system that's meant to replace the current state machines. The special thing about it is that it continues to select the best frame of animation to play out of a big animation pool using 3D trajectory prediction, and it can be used for many things, like vaulting, safe wallet landing, or to do whatever other thing that you want. Now let's start. First, open a new project and add 3 plugins: Motion Trajectory, Pose Search, Choosers, and restore the project.
I feel like this guy has gone a lot more in depth.
we already got a really good result, which would take us 10 times longer with state machines. But as you
Right.
can see,
Because there's using state machines is a huge time sink. So if this already sets up the movement without needing to use the state machine, okay. All right. I guess the thing is, it's like, there's so much to do, so much to learn in Unreal Engine 5. What's the best way to go about learning those things so I can start developing my own game? Like, what is, let's find out. Let's do, Unreal. Let's check out Unreal Sensei. So here's like a starter course video from 2 years ago. And I've actually watched, I've looked through this before. I've actually watched this tutorial before I even, this is one of the things that made me decide, oh, you could probably do this. You could probably use that program. Landscape material. Unreal Shinobi. Trying to go for that Unreal Sensei. Oh, maybe they won't notice that I'm Unreal Shinobi instead of Unreal Sensei. All right, let's chat with the AI about it. There are so many things to Unreal Engine 5. That where to get. For example, I've been through a tutorial on animation that uses state machines. But I just now learn about, what is this called? Motion matching. And how that will be a better tool because of the complex movement system I want to offer my players. Where can I go to, learn enough about Unreal Engine 5 to feel confident I can start working on my own game? Or maybe we just go through this tutorial and try to use that as the base of the game. I mean, why not? That way, we just go through this tutorial and we'll build on it later. Like we can do the animation loops for like enemies and stuff.
This beautiful world you see right here. Now, I know this might look intimidating, but do not worry. Every step in this process, from sculpting the land.
See, here we go.
And I can go into it by double.
I already know my way around some of
And click,
this.
hover in between the Y and X axis. I'm just moving it in between and illuminate the inside. This process, simply dragging it out. That's right now driving our roughness. So drag RGB into alpha.
Yeah. I
roughness
think we should go through
so
this.
I can just swap it out really quickly. And instead of it being a Spanish payment, it is now grass. But our master material is double click. And we have our downloaded project open up. If I press Control and space, we can see all the content that's currently inside of it. Now, if your content folder is empty, no soft shadow that's being given off from the phone, the clock, or the coffee mug. So the reason why is because I have to increase the lumen scene detail right here from
foliage tool,
right
nanite.
click on the static mesh, come up to nanite, and select enabled. So it is that easy to enable nanite. And nanite quality, obviously nanite is a lot better. We get all this small detail within the rock. Local rotation, and select it right
Create a
there.
game with blueprints.
So plug it up like this. Already, there's a link in the description below to Cliff at very sharp angles, and then
Okay. I think it makes sense to go through this guy's course because it looks like he does a better job of explaining what's going on and why you're connecting the things in the blueprints that you're doing.
but
I just want to watch this part real quick because this is where he seems like he's explaining blueprints a bit for textures. So
mention, I like to add M underscore over all of my materials to tell me just by quickly reading the name of the asset. Let's dock it up here so we can switch in between our level and our material graph. Now I'm going to press Control and space, and I could drag in each texture individually, or I can hold down Shift and select all of them and drag in all of them at once. So I'm going to leave my normal map off to the side since we are going to go over this in a bit. But let's just handle our roughness and our base color. So base color will go into, of course, base color, and roughness will go into roughness. Now, we don't have to play with the metallic value because metallic by default is set to 0. Because our material is a metallic, we can leave the metallic input empty since it'll just default to 0. And within material example level, let's apply this brand new material to our floor. Right away, I noticed that there are two issues with the material. Number one, our material is tiling way too much. It's too small. And number two, there is no depth. There is no shadows given by the crevices of our Spanish pavement. It's almost as if someone got wallpaper and plastered it onto the floor trying to pretend like it's real flooring. So to fix this, we use normal maps. So essentially what normal maps do is that they fake bumps. So they fake depth and they make it look like our texture actually has height when in reality it doesn't. It's just a material. So to add a normal map,
it's literally called a normal map.
It's pretty simple. As you can probably guess, we grab the normal map and simply drag it into normal. So let's press apply and immediately we'll see that our texture looks a lot better. There's actual depth, and if we come to the shadow right here and add in a basic light, we can see that as I move this light around, the material itself is casting shadow. So since the light is right here, now the crevices have a little bit of a shadow. So normal maps really go a long way to make our material look really realistic. Now let's fix our tiling, because in my opinion, I think it's tiling way too much right now. And to fix tiling, let's go into M underscore Spanish pavement, and we're going to use a brand new node. So right click and select world settings, and now we're going to select BP underscore third person character. As soon as the object touches the caps, error value is stored within the rotation speed. So you can essentially think of variables as containers of data. Now, when we do have rotation speed selected, we're unable to change that value because our blueprint needs to be compiled. So as soon as I press compile, I now get access to that value. It's set at 0, so if I do play my game, we aren't rotating. Now I can bring this back to 100. And if I play my game, we have the same exact speed. But that's not the point of variables. Variables are great because they allow us to change the default value. So I want to expose this variable That's how I'm able to edit it within the details panel of my object. Make sure that you have rotation selected, and in the details panel, check instance editable and expose on spawn. Now if I press compile, jump back into game map, we can see that when I do have an obstacle blueprint selected, rotation speed is made available. So I can make this obstacle right here have a speed of 50, this one a speed of 200, and right there, let's go 300. Now if I press play, they all have different speeds. So it makes it a lot harder to try and navigate this obstacle course. We are right now missing a very crucial element to our game, and that is an end goal. So the goal that I want the person, character, and so press compile and let's save everything. Now for project location.
Okay, and then this part's just
we have
level
everything.
design.
And this is going to be my main shot river in between the two hills. So hold on the left mouse button and paint it like that.
And we should,
But
I
too
mean,
dark.
it's like, I mean, these are the basics. I should probably go through this to learn this, but we need to look at like what's the procedurally, the procedural generation tools and stuff. And then there's probably a bunch of map packs and stuff out there. So it's interesting to try and learn this stuff and figure out what the most effective use of my time is while learning, all while trying to go to an overall goal, which is create a game. The motion matching here is a game changer. I don't want to let that fall through the cracks. I guess we should probably go through that tutorial. It's only 17 minutes here. It's probably going to take us 2 hours to get through this video. But let's give it a shot. Okay. Well, let's start.
Motion matching, using the free 500 AAA animations that Epic gave us. We will learn what is motion matching, how to set it up, how to implement run, walk, jump, crouch, turn place, about the new chooser system, and we will talk a bit about reversals in the end. My main goal in this video is...
Well, here, let me copy this and keep my notes. So, foundational systems, movement. Okay. This is all of the stuff that you have to do to have character movement and animation with the state machines. So let me hit edit here. We'll call it blueprint coding basics. Programming enemy actions. I don't want to get rid of this stuff. And then I guess the other question is like, how do we add a dash ability with the motion blending? Okay. So there's the Gorka Games part. Motion blending. The Gorka Games tutorial is basically the old way of doing animation. motion blending in Unreal Engine 5 is the new AI time saver when it comes to animation. The old way of doing animations using state machines. Given the complexity of the movement system you want your game to have, it is best to employ this new technology as state machines are known to become overly complex quickly. Alright, and we're going to reference this video. We have found this video. And we'll now start a new project and attempt to learn from it. Okay. Unreal Engine 5 motion blending. I just want to see the high level motion blending tools in Unreal Engine 5. Use motion blending tools to seamlessly transition animation motions between animation clips in a sequencer. Using animation blending tools, you can dynamically transition an animation clip's motion and world position between clips. This is especially useful when working with animations that contain world displacement data. Here, the characters transition from a walk animation to a run animation without any blending. The transition is a hard cut using a simple blend, but without motion blending. The animation still resets the character's position to the animation's original point, but the character's message transitions smoothly. By blending the animations with motion blending, the world position is preserved and the animation transitions smoothly. I wish I understood what the heck they were saying there. So here's no blending. Okay, motion blending with no matching. Oh, and the picture for motion blending with matching is not there. Can you reload? Is it gone? Oh, the picture's gone. Okay. The game animation sample on Fab. Yeah. Let's check it out real quick. Because this tutorial video, not this one. This tutorial video mentioned that there's like a big animation pack we might gank from too. But let's we haven't been on Fab today. Let's go to Unreal Engine, and then let's search for all the 3D stuff, and let's see what's free. Oh wait, show products on sale. There we go. Okay, we've already got the Mystery Cave. Sometimes they put stuff on sale for free. That normally cost. Yeah, see, I've already got this. Okay, I've already got all those. So I was just trying to see if there was anything free that we might be able to snag. It's called Game Animation Sample. Game Sample. Game Animation Sample. It would be animations, not environmental stuff. Animations. Game Animation Sample. I don't know which one are you talking about. Is it free? We like free. Here's some dance moves. Yeah, we'll dig around for a little bit. That's a good idea, Flame Mage. We will dig around. Free animations pack. Is this it right here? Okay. Field animation pack, fighting animations pack, social animations, in-car animations, happy animations, superpower animations, party animations, magic animations. Oh no. Oh, we can get it free for personal. Okay. Here, let's check out the video. It just takes off. Up, up, and away. Cheering, kicking, talking. Okay. All right. Well, let's bookmark this. Let's come back to it. I don't want to overcomplicate things just yet. I do like that this is here and that we can snag these animations. I'm just still going through this thing. Root motion offset. This is all really advanced stuff. I wish I understood it better. Control rig integration. You can use the additive FK control rig to manually key a character animations without overriding the effect of motion blending. Okay. So we can refine things using the control rig. That makes sense. All right. Let's see if we can learn. Let's do a search like Flame Mage is saying. Things I wish I knew Unreal Engine 5. 100 seconds of Unreal. Oh, it's almost got 1 million views. Let's watch it.
Unreal Engine, a suite of developer tools for building world-class interactive 3D experiences. It was created by Tim Sweeney at Epic Games in 1995, is written in C++, and was originally designed for first-person 3D shooter games. Today it's used to build AAA games like Fortnite, for visual effects in TV shows like The Mandalorian, VR simulation in medicine and aviation, in addition to independent games by developers like you. At its core, the engine provides a standard architecture for implementing highly complex requirements, like 3D rendering, physics, animation, ray tracing, and a lot more. All this magic is accessible via its visual editor, where you can easily create levels and fill them with 3D objects called actors. Then to make a game interactive, it provides a visual scripting language called Blueprint, where you can program game logic without ever writing your own C++ code. When your creation is complete, Unreal can package it for desktop, mobile, and virtually any game console or VR platform. To build the next AAA billion-dollar game franchise right now, download the Epic Games launcher, install Unreal Engine, and create a new project. First, go down to the content drawer, which is where all the game assets are saved. From here we can right-click to create a new level. Then from the top navbar, add our first actor to it, like a shape that the player can collide with. It's currently invisible, but we can change the view mode to wireframe to view its geometry. And notice how it's been added to the outliner here, which is a hierarchy of your game objects. If we select the cube, we can now modify its properties. Its physical shape is defined by a mesh, which we can modify in isolation by clicking it. To make it look cool though, we need to apply a different material to the mesh. We could create a new material from scratch, or use one from the built-in starter content. It looks cool, but now we need some lighting. We could add a light actor, or better yet, use the environment light mixer to quickly add lights and atmosphere to the level. Now we need to create some land. Let's go into landscape mode, choose a material like moss or gravel, then create it. We now have a flat surface to walk on, and we can sculpt it into mountains and valleys with the brush tool. Now go back to selection mode, select the cube, and tick the box to simulate physics. When you click play, you should now see the cube roll down the hill. But a game needs a controllable player, so let's add a character actor to the scene. And now it's time to do some actual programming with blueprints. Create a game mode blueprint to define the rules and scoring system of your game, then another blueprint for the character, then give the character a brain with a controller blueprint. If we open that blueprint, we can start coding game logic here in the event graph. Begin play runs when the level first loads, while tick runs on every frame. Now there are tons of built-in functions that you can run in response to these events, like print string. We can execute this function on every frame by connecting it to the tick event. And now when we run the game, it won't stop printing hello world. With blueprints, you connect events, nodes, functions, and variables together to create interactive game elements. This has been Unreal Engine in 100 seconds. Hit the like button and let me know if you want to see a full Unreal tutorial in the comments.
Okay. Unreal Engine 5.6 is coming. I'm overwhelmed with all the things that are already out. Let's not get sucked into that. Unreal 5 Unreal Engine packages I wish I knew sooner. Best way to learn Unreal Engine in 2025. Okay. I'm game for that.
Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you the best method on how to learn Unreal Engine this upcoming year. Learning Unreal Engine can feel overwhelming at first, as there are many different things you can learn and do in it. Although don't worry, I've made a list of 4 simple steps to help you master Unreal Engine and start creating exactly what you want. Step 1. Learn the fundamentals. Before diving into building anything in Unreal Engine, it's crucial to start with the basics. Think of it like starting a brand new video game and skipping the tutorial. You'd be lost, not knowing the controls or how anything works. Jumping straight into advanced tasks without a solid foundation is setting yourself up for failure. I actually created a completely free
See, that's where my trepidation is coming from, because I'm like, you know, I don't know enough of the fundamentals yet to like set out on the quests that I actually want to go do. You know, like you gotta train to climb Mount Everest. You know what I'm saying?
I actually created a completely free Unreal Engine beginner course that covers all of the key fundamentals. This course will teach you how to navigate the engine and work with its most common tools, giving you a solid foundation. You'll find a link to this completely ad-free course somewhere in the description of this video. Of course, you don't have to follow my tutorial, just make sure that you learn the fundamentals from somewhere. There are plenty of free resources on YouTube as well as paid courses if you prefer. The important thing is that you take the time to fully understand the basics before moving forward. This should provide you with a solid foundation. The next step will depend on your skill level, but if you're a complete beginner and this is your first time in Unreal Engine, after learning the fundamentals, I'd recommend that you watch between 1 to 2 tutorials a day for the next 3 months. This consistent practice will help you learn even more and build your confidence and familiarize yourself with the variety of tools and techniques in Unreal Engine. Over time, you'll develop the skills needed to use it competently. Okay, now that you've gained some foundational knowledge, it's time to tell you the next step. Step 2. Create 3 video games. As the saying goes, practice makes perfect, and this step will allow you to use all of the knowledge that you gained in the first step. Although, for each of these games there's a twist. You'll work within a set time limit which will challenge you. Okay, so your first challenge is going to be to create a game in just 1 hour. This forces you to work quickly and focus on the absolute basics. The game can be as simple as a single level. It doesn't need to be complex. The aim is to challenge yourself to create a full game in 1 hour. You can prepare the game that you're going to make in 1 hour ahead of time to help you. Your second challenge is to create a game in 24 hours. With more time, you can aim for a better and more detailed game. Then for the third game, your final challenge is to basically make a game in 1 week. With this extended time frame, aim to produce a more polished project. For example, you could design a game with 5 levels or incorporate more advanced mechanics. This challenge allows you to refine your workflow and create something more complete. By completing step 2, creating 3 video games, you'll reinforce your understanding of Unreal Engine and gain some valuable practical hands-on experience. After finishing these 3 projects, you should feel a lot more confident in your skills and are ready to tackle something a bit larger. We are now ready for the next step. Step 3, pick a goal and write it down. A common mistake many beginners make when starting with Unreal Engine is not having a clear goal or focus. Now that you've learned the basics, it's time to set a goal. Without a goal, it's easy to feel lost or stuck and not really move towards anything.
Oh, we've got the goal.
So pick a goal. Write the game that you want to create in Unreal Engine. Maybe you've always wanted to create a top-down shooter game, or perhaps you're interested in creating a different genre of game. Whatever your goal is, write it down. This will give you something clear to work towards and keep you motivated. Once you've defined your goal, it's time to break it down into manageable tasks. This helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed and makes the project more achievable. Think of it like Michael Lutitito. Sorry if I'm saying that horribly incorrect. This man basically ate an entire airplane. Yep, you heard that right. He had like some condition which allowed him to eat metal, and he basically decided to eat a whole plane. Although he didn't do this all at once. Instead, what he did is he split the plane into many different small parts, and then basically with each meal that he was having, he'd have a bit of the plane. So he broke it down into small digestible pieces which he ate over time. Eventually it took him like 2 years, but he ate a whole plane. The point is, you need to do the same thing with your game. For example, maybe your goal is to create a top-down shooter game in Unreal Engine. Somewhere on the screen, I'm now going to basically write a to-do list of creating a top-down shooter game from scratch with all of the things that you may want to have in your to-do list. This is just an example, just so that you can picture how you may want to basically break down your goal. Then, by
I've already got the goal. It's all right here.
following your to-do list and completing each task one at a time, you'll gradually build your game from start to finish. Breaking your goal into these smaller, manageable tasks makes the project more achievable and helps you stay on track, and you can track your progress towards your goal. We are now ready for step 4. Set time to work towards your goal every day. Creating a game is a process, and like any big project, consistency is key. It's easy to get distracted or put off work, but setting aside dedicated time each day to work towards your goal will make a significant difference in your progress. Don't worry if you only have a small amount of time each day. Whether it's 30 minutes or just a couple of hours, what's important is you're making steady and consistent progress. Here's how you can make this work for you. Set a daily schedule. Decide on a set time each day you'll commit to working on your game, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or in the evening. This consistency will help you stay on track. And then of course, avoid burnout. Whilst consistency is key, make sure that you listen to yourself. If you ever need to take a break, just take one. Game development is a marathon and not a sprint. It's important to stay fresh, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, I recommend that you just take a break. Now that you have all of this information, you're ready to dive into learning Unreal Engine. Although, there's some common pitfalls that you may encounter on your journey. Let's go over how you can overcome them in case you run into them. Okay, so the first obstacle is building a new mechanic that you've never built before. Let's say you have the basic knowledge, although you're now trying to develop your game, and let's say in your game you needed to build an inventory system, although you've never built an inventory system before, so you don't know what to do. Let's go over how you'd learn how to build an inventory system. First of all, you have two main options for this. One, you can search for a solution online. Platforms like YouTube and online courses and forums are great resources for finding tutorials on a specific feature. If you can't find an exact match for your needs, you can still gain insights from similar solutions and kind of adapt them to your project. The second option you have is to use the Unreal Engine Marketplace, or FAB. It's now called FAB. FAB is basically a marketplace where people sell various game assets, and someone may have already created an inventory system that you want. You can buy it and then integrate it into your project, saving you the time of learning how to build it from scratch. It's totally up to you. So you can either basically learn how to do it, or maybe you can save some time and basically you can buy an asset which basically implements it into your project for you. Okay, the second issue you may encounter is getting stuck whilst following a tutorial. Let's say you're following a tutorial, although at the end of the tutorial you finished it, although it's not working in your project. There are a couple things you can do. Double check. Make sure that you followed every step of the tutorial carefully. Sometimes you may have missed a small detail. You can easily speed up or slow down YouTube videos to make them easier to follow. Check the comments. Sometimes a tutorial may be incomplete, and often others have faced the same issue and posted the solution in the comment section. It's worth checking there for answers. And then try to use two monitors if possible. This is a game changer when following tutorials. You can have the tutorial open on one screen and your Unreal Engine project on the other.
This is all really solid advice. Like, people are like, you should do a video on how you work on stuff, and I'm just like, I don't think about this kind of stuff. I just kind of do it. It's probably just because I've developed this process from working alone for a long time, and now that I'm actually live streaming and I'm trying to explain the process,
making it easier to follow along. If you don't have two monitors, even a second laptop can work. This setup makes learning much more efficient and speeds up your workflow. Then we have getting stuck in general. If say you're stuck on a specific problem and you can't find the solution, you can try asking the Unreal Engine community. So I've not really used it, but there's the Unreal Engine forums, and I have seen people basically type the problem that they have, and then others sometimes come to the solution with an answer. I hope these steps will help you learn Unreal Engine and develop the game that you want to.
Okay.
I'm planning to release high quality Unreal Engine tutorials and courses to help you achieve your goals in Unreal Engine. If you want to learn more about creating games in Unreal Engine, make sure to check out my website. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Okay, he said that there was a get my free Unreal Engine beginner course right here. Oh, you want my email? Should we give him the email? Did he earn it with that video? Should we continue checking that out? Let's see here. That was him. We just watched him, right? Yeah. Here's people that say Unreal Engine 5 is ruining gaming. Ooh, you're learning Unreal Engine 5 wrong. Oh, let's watch this one.
Hey, what's up? It's me again, the toxic, negative game dev YouTuber, here to tell you all about game dev and probably deter you from it. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, in the last video, I somehow made people misconstrue the video as a way of saying, don't use UE5, even though that's not exactly what the video is for. And a lot of people got misled, apparently, and a lot of people felt uninspired to continue.
Wait, what?
Don't this video, I somehow made people misconstrue the video as a way of saying, don't use UE5, even though that's not exactly what the video is for. And a lot of people got misled, apparently, and a lot of people felt uninspired to continue with Unreal Engine, even though that wasn't the point of the video at all. I'm not trying to stop people from learning Unreal Engine. I've been using it for 8 years, and I'm going to continue using it for the next years ahead, however long I do game development for. I love the engine. It's great. But here's the thing. A lot of people are just learning it incorrectly. You're not learning it right. I know, that's a weird sentence to say. You're not learning it correctly.
How do I learn it correctly?
Isn't that weird? But it's a thing that can definitely happen, and I notice it a lot with a lot of people trying to create games and to do these large-scale projects on Unreal Engine. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to not learn it incorrectly. Here's the first thing you don't want to do. When you're doing a project, and I know this is going to be kind of counterproductive or counterintuitive, you don't want to go in and start a game. I know that sounds weird, but you kind of just want to go in and take it one step at a time. If you go in trying to make a game and you're using every single feature possible, the animation system, widget blueprints, all these other things, it's like going into a classroom, learning English, math, physics, which is a part of math, it's science, and like 5 million other things at the exact same time. And there's like 7 teachers talking to you at the same time. You don't want to do that. That's impossible. So here's what I propose. You do everything one step at a time. You tell yourself, hey, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to dabble with UI a little bit. And while dabbling with UI, maybe you do a bit of blueprinting and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to be, included with widget blueprints and working with UI. Obviously, you got to, slap in some functionality and stuff in there. Basically, you want to treat it like a school curriculum. Now, you could probably include that into a project and take everything in at one step at a time, but you'll kind of have to, I guess, separate everything into their tasks, and you're going to notice that, hey, when you work on animations, it's not going to contribute towards gameplay fully, or it might not contribute towards your main menu or little things like that, obviously, right? You're kind of separating everything into their own section. That way you can focus on specific things and not get super overwhelmed. That's what I would recommend for learning Unreal Engine. Don't learn it by switching from thing to thing, because you're obviously going to be overwhelmed. And here's another little thing. You don't need to use every feature. You don't. In fact, in my 8 years of using UE4, I think there's like 80% of the features I haven't even touched. There's so many other features that you're probably not going to touch as a game developer either. There's so many little things that contribute towards film and, product design and stuff like that that you're never going to use. So honestly, it's kind of like a process of you just ignore things. You kind of just have to look at what you're working on and what you're doing, ignore the other things. Unfortunately, that's kind of one of the flaws of Unreal Engine, is that they just kind of throw a bunch of shit at you even though you're not using it. Like back in the UE4 days, you would boot it up, start up a new project, and you're making a desktop project, but for some reason, the VR plugins are enabled by default. So by the time you package the game, all of your players are going to have their VR Steam VR systems open up, and they're like, what the hell? I'm not playing VR. I would say, disable a lot of the plugins you don't need. Anything that's mobile related or VR related, and if you're not working on VR or mobile, disable that stuff. Get it out of there. You don't need it. Saying, hey, f this engine. But in reality, that's not the point of the video at all. I think if anything, the engine can be, sized down. We can definitely have...
Okay, well, so far so good, because the people that are giving advice are like, break your game down into smaller projects and treat each one of those like a thing, and that's what I'm doing. And we're starting with the movement, right? So here's Gorka Games. This is the tutorial that we went through already. And here, 20. Let's check this one out. 20 Unreal Engine tips you need to know.
Hey, welcome back everyone. In this video I will show you 20 tips guaranteed to improve your Unreal Engine 5 skills, ranging from pretty basic things that everyone should know to fairly obscure things that not a lot of people know. So in no particular order, let's start with number 1. Use the tab key to slow down time so you can debug things happening in your game in slow motion. To do this, simply search for tab debug, and unpressed, set the global time dilation to something like 0.2, and on released, set it back to 1.
Oh, so you're gonna
when
hold
pulling
tab.
a variable from the left side panel, you can hold Alt while pulling it to quickly set the variable, or hold Control while pulling it to quickly get the variable, as opposed to just dragging it normally and being asked, do you want to get or set? If I want to do a mathematical operation like 2 plus 2 times 4 divided by 6, this is how I do it. But an easier way is to right-click and search for Add Math Expression. And here I can just write it like this, 2 plus 2 multiplied by 4 divided by 6. And if you open this up, you'll see that it did the same exact thing and gave you a nice output pin. So press Alt-Shift-S to align them vertically. And note, if the pivot point... Oh, this is very
all
useful.
like advanced stuff that I need to understand the fundamentals better. Fundamentals, Unreal Engine 5.5. Day 1, Day 7. Unreal Engine 5 beginner's tutorial. 2 years old. This is only 1 year. Unreal Engine 5 beginner's tutorial 2024. Okay.
If you've been looking to learn the 3D software of the future, then you're in the right place.
You're talking about Unity.
What? No, what are you talking about? We're not talking about Unity. We're talking about Unreal Engine 5.
No.
That's right.
This is a free tutorial series for absolute beginners that will teach you all of the basics.
Unreal Engine 5 is a free and powerful 3D software known for its photorealistic graphics. Unreal Engine is an graphics and product shoots to learn a software
Materials, lighting, animation,
importing assets from Unreal's own library or other 3D softwares to build scenes,
decals,
post-processing,
camera work,
and finally, render settings. Then we're going to use all of that to create a beautiful cinematic animation like this.
Do you know what's going on? Maybe it's another drill.
Those real-time render Lumen, and you'll be able to create exactly the same animation if you finish this tutorial series. Now, aside from making this course free, we've actually teamed up with
it's into Unreal Engine 5, like this and this.
This tutorial series has
Okay, I don't. This is a bit much. So, like I get that there's a big market out there for that type of energy in your tutorial videos, but no thanks. Not for me. Not for me. I'm a little more laid back than that. Well, I think we are along the right path, and it is basically learning movement, and right now I'm just focused on movement animation. So I think going through this tutorial is the way to go.
In this video, we learn everything you need about motion matching, using the free 500 AAA animations that Epic gave us. We will learn what is motion matching, how to set it up, how to implement run, walk, jump, crouch, turn in place, about the new chooser system, and we'll talk a bit about reversals in the end. My main goal in this video is to do it fast, but in a way we'll understand how all things is working, and why we do what we do, and not just copy-paste me. For that you already have the sample project. One last thing before we start. Paste me.
Yeah, and I took away the same thing, and I'm happy to say that I've kind of already got those things broken down, in a logical way. So I'm feeling good. We're on the right path. And we'll check out this tutorial here and see how far we can get.
Walk, jump, crouch, turn in place, about the new chooser system, and we'll talk a bit about reversals in the end. My main goal in this video is to
talk about what?
About the new chooser system, and we'll talk a bit about reversals.
Traversals.
In the end. My main goal in this video is to do it fast, but in a way we'll understand how our thing is working and why we do what we do, and not just copy-paste me. For that you already have the sample project. One
game animation sample. Okay, content detail, game animation sample. There it is, right there. And can be used for learning or to help you kickstart your own creations. Third-person capsule-driven locomotion powered by motion matching, complete with walk, run, jump, and fall states. A simple traversal system showcasing motion match blend-ins and blend-out. 500 of game-ready animations compatible with Unreal Engine 5 mannequin skeleton. Okay. Let's add that to my library. Okay. Maybe later. Okay. Oh, my tummy. Oh, my tummy. Where is it? Okay, let me go run and do a bio break real quick because my tummy's really hurting right now. Let me leave something on in the background. I feel terrible that I got to get up and just go, but got to take a bio break, y'all. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, that's the first one.
All right, we're here.
Okay.
Tutorial series. Do not use Microsoft Edge. I don't know what is distracting. So just a little background for anybody that is unfamiliar and is not a gamer. Unreal Engine was a game engine. Hope things. If you're Unreal Engine, yourself some space. Now, on the left side, tracing, however, is a option that we're going.
Welcome back, everybody, to the part 2 of
Roll down on your middle and unhide it. Now, once you have your cube selected, Farad, you asked me if there's any other way we can go ahead and move an object in the scene, right?
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
So one way is to use the viewport. Another way, if you want to be real precise, is to use the values right here. So in almost every object that is going to be in your scene will have a transform function at the very top, a transform panel, a transform drop-down at the very top of the details panel. That includes your location in the scene, your rotation in the scene, and your scale. How big and small is your object in the scene? Now, these values are 3, right? We got the X, we got the Y, and we got the Z, right? The red, the green, and the blue. And you can independently go ahead and change these values without touching the viewport. So right now my X is at 151.4. If I just go ahead and type in a number like 50, I can just go ahead and hit 50, and I have a precise, exact unit of 50 on the x-axis, which is great if you're trying to build actual buildings that need to be precise. Unless you're building something quickly, you don't need it to be precise, right? So if you don't need it to be precise, there's another way to do it. We can go ahead and, if you look closely, what happens to my cursor, Farhad? Do you see that?
It turns into a slider.
Right? If I
Slider
just
now.
go ahead and click my left mouse button, and then slide to the right or slide to the left, that is actually a really cool way, really neat way to move objects around as well. We can do the same with the Y, and we can do the same with the Z.
What is that arrow beside all the 3 boxes?
Oh, so the arrow is basically saying, do you want to reset all these values back to 0? Because you might have played around with it,
you might want to quickly go ahead and reset everything back to world origin. You can do that by clicking that arrow, and it brings it to the world origin. Very handy in a lot of use cases, and we'll see that later on. Now, Farhad, let's go ahead and rotate this object.
Let's do it.
Okay, so just like the location, there's multiple ways we can go ahead and rotate. The viewport way to rotate is basically going to this button at the top. So let's talk about another experience that you'll have right here. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons to click on here. The first one is basic selection. So if you just want to select objects around the scene. The second one is your translate, your location, which is what we were using just now. And there's a shortcut right beside it. If you look, it says W. The next one is for rotation, which is E. So let's hit E, right? And the last one is scale, R. So W, E, R.
So you can select it by selecting one of the options there, or you can use your keyboard.
Absolutely. So we use W to move the object around.
Yes.
To quickly rotate the object, we're going to hit E. You're going to have to memorize the WER, by the way. It's going to be used all the time. And now we can rotate. So we have a different icon, but it works exactly the same way. Farhad, we want to go ahead and rotate on the X-axis.
Let's do it.
Rotate, just like that.
Yes.
Rotate on the Y-axis, just like that. And rotate on the Z-axis, just like that. And you're actually seeing the units of rotation, right? 40 degrees, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So you can be precise, right?
Can we use the detail panel similarly?
Oh, yeah, of course, absolutely. You want to be precise with that? 50 on the X-axis, or let's go 120 on the Y-axis. Boom, just like that. And we can reset all of that using the arrow. Boom, and reset again. Now, what is left to do? The last
Scale.
option.
Scale it. Let's make it big.
Okay, cool. So let's bring this guy up. W on my keyboard, bring it up again. And then R for scale, or use this button right here. And we can go ahead and scale it on one axis only, right? Or we can scale it on another axis, or maybe in the Z-axis, right? But Farhad, why do we have... See, I can use a slider as well here to do the exact same thing, but let's go ahead and reset this. Why do we have this lock button?
If you want to lock the proportion, the ratio of your scaling, X, Y, and Z, all at the same time.
So you want to keep the cube in the same shape,
Yes.
but you want to basically scale it up. That is the lock button. So the lock button is going to act the same way as if you were to hit this middle part and then scale. So let me try it again. Hit the cube. Boom. Just like that. That's really cool.
Faraz, I have a question.
Yes.
What if I wanted to rotate 45 degrees?
Like precisely.
Exactly.
Okay, let's
Because
try
I
to do
saw
that.
your rotation was by every 10 degrees.
That's true. So, well, we have one option where we can go ahead and type in 45 here in the X, for example, axis. But let's say you want to use the on-screen icon
Yes.
here. So right now it's only snapping to every 10 degrees. So we cannot get 45. And that's because we have these three options enabled at the top. If you look closely, they're all blue. That means they're checked. We can go ahead and uncheck them. What they do is they snap your location, they snap your rotation, and they snap your scale to a certain unit so that you can be precise. So we can either go ahead and turn it off, or this is for your location, rotation, and scale. So for rotation, if you turn it off, basically we can rotate freely, and you can see I can be very precise with where I want to go. And it's very smooth. But if I want to go ahead and actually change this to a different value and turn the snapping back on, I can go to 5 degrees and then try to do 45 this way. Boom. Just like that,
Done.
we got it precise.
Awesome.
Okay, this is really cool. We learned about the interface. We learned how to navigate around the scene. We learned how to add an object to the scene, how to move it around, how to rotate it, and how to scale it. Farhad, what are we going to do next?
Let's look at what else we have on our display.
Okay, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
First things first, this is going to be the most important button in your entire life if you're using Unreal Engine 5. That is your save button, right? Up until this point, we haven't saved anything. Now, you might be used to the Control S, but that doesn't work here. You want to go ahead all the way to the bottom right. This is where you save every single thing in your project, right? Anything that you've done to different levels, different scenes, different objects, all of it will appear here. Right now, we haven't had many changes. We only have one object. So we only have to save this, but usually you'll see a really long list, maybe like 36, 35, that you have to save. And you can actually choose to uncheck some of them if you don't want to save them. We want to save everything all the time. So save selected. Right now we're safe. So if Unreal Engine 5 crashes,
We got it back
we got it back. And how often does Unreal Engine 5 crash?
every day, every time, every week, every seconds.
We have huge scenes, so the chance of crashing can be high compared to other software. So make sure you save all the time. That's how you save. So we know about the outliner, right, Farhad?
Yes.
We know about the details panel.
Yes.
Let's just quickly talk about what's at the top and then at the bottom, okay? At the top here, very top right here, File, Edit, Window, Tools. This is very similar to other 3D software or other softwares like After Effects, Premiere Pro. These are where you find the general settings of your software, right, that you can change. And we're going to go through them, some of them, the ones that we need for this project. At the bottom here, you're looking at a tab that says Main. That's your current level.
What is a level?
So you know how you have scenes in Blender?
Yes.
Like I have a scene in the jungle, then I have a scene in basically on the mountains. You have different scenes, right? I don't want the scenes to be using the same outliner, same viewport. I want to create a new scene. These are levels, and because video games have levels, right? That's why they're called levels. So
Yes.
different levels in your game. Right now we have one, which is the main, and we're going to create a new one. We're going to teach you how to create a new one in a moment. But just looking at that tab, you know that you have the main level open right now. In the bottom here, you have another basically level of tabs, and there's a save button right there, but we recommend using the one down here. It saves everything. And then you have basically the add function for different objects and a bunch of different things that we can use. The one that you will primarily use is the simulate button right here, because at the end of the day, this is a game engine. And if you wanted to start playing inside the game, you'll use the simulate button. The bottom bar right here, these are your viewport and your basically current settings. So we've talked about some of them. On the left side, you're looking at other settings that we're going to touch on later on.
Hold up! Did you know that you can use photogrammetry to create highly photorealistic scenes by taking what exists in the real world into 3D?
We've been using Polycam to do exactly that using our phone and drone.
That's right, and shout out to them for sponsoring this video, giving you guys 30% off their promo plan.
The promo code is bad.
No, 30% off their plan, not the promo plan. They don't have a promo plan. 30% off their plan.
Pro plan.
Pro plan.
Use the code bad decisions in the link in the description.
Let's continue.
Let's move to the bottom of the screen.
Okay. All right. I am sorry about that. I feel a lot better. My tummy was really hurting. I was not feeling good. I feel a lot better now. Okay, we're going to leave these guys because they have the wrong energy. I'm sure they're fine, but they just have the wrong energy. All right. So we were able to get all of the game animations, 500 AAA quality animations. Okay, so that should do us some good.
Things working and why we do what we do, and not just copy paste me. For that you already have the sample project. One last thing before we start. If you watched my previous videos, you already know a lot from this video, so feel free to skip parts if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest it, because even though we were pretty accurate about how to do everything, there are small changes as well, since we know a lot more right now. So, let's start with what is motion matching. Motion matching is a system that's meant to replace the current state machines. The special thing about it is that it continues to select the best frame of animation to play out of a big animation pool using 3D trajectory prediction, and it can be used for many things, like vaulting, safe roulette landing, or to do whatever other thing that you want. Now let's start. First, open a new project and add 3 plugins. Motion trajectory.
Okay, here goes nothing. Hey Noob Fever, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. And it looks like we are. This is a 17-minute tutorial. Well, it'll probably take us about 2 hours to get through it. So what we're gonna do is sample. Game animation sample. starter game. Okay, so I guess we just need to create a new project. Is that what we do? Yeah, so here's the thing. Okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to do a new one, and we're going to call this motion matching. Users management. Okay, so that's fine. Blueprint, third person. Yep. Okay, so this should load up a blank slate for us. And now we need to do the plugin stuff. So let me see how he did that.
First, open new project and add 3 plugins. Motion
settings in the top right, and then plugins, motion trajectory. Plugins. Motion trajectory. As an experimental version, Epic does not recommend shipping projects with experimental plugins, APIs, features, and plugin software subject to change or to be removed without notice. Are you sure you want to enable the plugin? Yes. Okay. What else do we got to do?
trajectory, pose search.
Pose search, he says. Okay.
Choosers, and restore the project.
Chooser. Okay.
Now we need animations.
Okay, then restart. Okay. So we've got all the plugins selected.
Gladly, Epic have finally released 500 ripple animations and more to come in the future. Download the sample project, get into it, hit Ctrl space, go into the characters, UEFN, animations, hit Ctrl while picking the folders of the crouch, idle, jump, run and walk. Right click to migrate. We don't need the audio. We don't need the blueprints. And we need everything else, which is the animations and the skeleton. Click OK and choose your project's content folder. Now we can go back to our project.
So he loaded the sample thing, it looks like.
Now we need animations. Gladly, Epic have finally released 500 ripple animations and more to come in the future. Download the sample project, get into it, hit Ctrl space, go into the characters, UEFN.
So he's literally loading up the sample project. Okay. Let me move this over here. So he would have gone over here, library. Okay, I guess I'm just going to create the project. That's got to be kind of what he did, right? I mean, he's here. There's his stuff. Game animation sample. Yeah, that's what he did. Go ahead and create. 4 gigs worth of data will be done quick. So once we can open this up, then we'll navigate to those folders and copy them over, I think.
UEFN, animations, hit Ctrl while picking the folders of the crouch, idle, jump, run and walk. Right click to migrate. We don't need the audio.
Migrate it to where though?
Right click to migrate. We don't need the audio. And we content folder. Now we can go back to our project, and as you can see, all the animations are here. In order for us to use those animations with a different character model than this,
that's a little unclear. I'm not gonna. Let's just see. Where is the I thought this was already open. I guess it's not. Okay, can we play this really quick? Oh, no way. Shit, we have all these animations? Get out of here, really? Dude, we've already got this stuff in the bag. As soon as we figure out how to add it to the project. Why didn't we want to copy over the sounds and stuff? I guess we can worry about sound later. Press and hold jump to catch ledges while falling. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's good. There's something there. Okay. All right. Well, that's great that we have access to all these animations. Now we just need to figure out how to use them correctly. We got to get rid of that back in the view thing though. There we go. Yep. Thanks, Noob Fever. So I'm glad that we have all these. Let me figure out how to get these copied over.
And choose your project.
Oh, let me back it up.
And more to come in the future. Download the sample project, get into it, hit Ctrl Space, go into the characters.
Characters.
UEFN and
UEFN mannequin. Okay, animations.
animations. Hit Ctrl while picking the folders of the crouch, idle, jump, run, and walk.
Crouch. Idle. Jump. Run. Walk. There's sprint too? Why can't there be sprint? Why can't we have sprint? And then there's traversal that we're not copying over. Okay, we're gonna follow along with this guy's tutorial, but I'm not happy that we're leaving that stuff in there. If we can use it, we should be using it.
Right click to migrate.
Okay, so right click to migrate to where?
You don't need the audio.
He says it doesn't need the audio. Okay. And he scrolls on down to like blueprints.
We don't need the blueprints.
Okay, he says we don't need the blueprint. Okay.
And we need everything else, which is the
And he says we need everything else. Characters. Crouch. So many animations. Okay.
animations and the skeleton. Click OK and choose your project's content folder.
Okay. Hit OK. Oh. Choose the destination folder. Where is this game folder? It's the motion matching tutorial one. Yeah, this is it right here. So it's going to be... does not appear to be a content folder. Migrated content will only work if placed in a content folder. Select a content folder. Okay. How about that? An asset already exists. Would you like to override it? Yeah, let's override everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm really floored that we can use this movement stuff right here. Like this is great. This is all stuff that should... You mean this is free? You mean you can just drag and drop this stuff and put it in your game? Okay. Well, I'm happy that we've got some cool movement and some parkour and stuff. I can't wait for there to be like run along the wall and kick off. Imagine that. All this from the new movement system, so that's just crazy. Okay. Okay, so we brought everything over, so I think we can close this now. Okay, now we can load this up.
Now we can go back to our project, and as you can see, all the animations are here. In order for us to use those animations with a different character model than this one, we need to retarget them to a different skeleton.
No, well, he's going way too fast.
Go back to our project, and as you can see...
Okay, content, characters. Yep, so there it is. There's everything right there, good.
All the animations are here. In order for us to use those animations with a different character model than this one, we need to retarget them to a different skeleton. Just go to an animation, click retarget. Here you can choose your skeleton. I will choose the...
Wait.
Just go to an animation, click retarget. Here you can choose your skeleton. I will choose the main skeleton one. Shift select all of those animations and press retarget. I will create a new folder called animations and export to it. Now we have everything over here. Now we need to change our character to have the same skeleton. So let's do it. Think of...
Wait, okay.
Retarget this one. The animations are here. In order for us to use those animations with a different character model than this one, we need to retarget them to a different skeleton. Just go to an animation, click retarget. Here you can choose...
Pick a target? Retarget animations. Okay.
Your skeleton. I will choose the main skeleton one.
I guess it does this for all of them?
Shift select all of those animations and press retarget. I will create a new folder called animations and export to it.
Are you serious?
those animations with a different character model than this one, we need to retarget them to a different skeleton. Just go to an animation, click retarget.
So we go into here. Animation. Okay, so here's an animation. Retarget animations. Okay. And then we pick the skeleton.
This one, we need to retarget them to a different skeleton. Just go to an animation, click retarget. Here you can choose your skeleton. I will choose the main skeleton one. Shift select all of those animations.
SKM Manny. Okay. Did that do it? Okay, there they all are, right there. Here's all of these. So
just go to an animation, click retarget. Here you can choose your skeleton. I will choose the main skeleton one. Shift select all of those animations and press retarget. I will create a new
okay, so shift select everything.
Folder called animations and export to it.
Create a new folder called animations and export to it. Okay. Like all of them? I guess. Whoops. Okay, so there's all of them. And what do you got us doing?
Retarget. I will create a new folder called animations and export to it.
Characters, animations. Okay. What does he click on?
I will create a new folder called animations and export to it. Now we have everything.
Export animations. Export animations here. Okay. And he created.
Shift select all of those animations and press retarget. I will create a new folder called animations and export to it. Now we have everything over here. Now we need to change our character to have the same skeleton, so let's do it real quick.
Wait, he's going to characters. New folder, animations. Okay, export. Okay. Okay, so we got all the animations in there now. Okay, so that's good. Now what?
Let's start animation and press retarget. I will create a new folder called animations and export to it. Now we have everything over here. Now we need to change our character to have the same skeleton, so let's do it real quick. Let's start creating our motion matching system. Create a new folder called motion matching. Right click, click on animations, motion matching, and create a pose search schema. Select your skeleton, and I will call it PSS default. What is PSS? In really short, this is the main place which gives the motion matching system the data of which animation it should pick, based on the channels we put right here. In the default settings, it gives the position of both legs, and we will add some things later on. It's time to create our databases. In the sample project, they did different database for every single thing. We won't do it here because it will take a lot more time and it's not a must. That is for the final 5% polishing, and I will show it in one of the next videos, which will be a more advanced one. Go to the motion matching folder, create a database folder, press right click, animations, motion matching, and create a database. Name it PST walk, press Ctrl D to duplicate, name it run, and do the same for crouch, in air, and idle. Let's start with the walk animations. This is our database. All we need to do is to write walk, press Ctrl A, and drag all the walk animations right here. This is a very easy process, so we'll speed up the video for it. Do exactly the same as we did just now for every database. Blueprint and add here based on Smart Animation Blueprint. Double click it, go to the event graph, try get pawn owner, and cast to our character blueprint. I talked about casting in a different video. If you want to see, you are welcome to watch it, there's a link down below. But in really short, in this particular case, it ain't bad. Get the character trajectory and also the movement component for later use, and promote them to variables, so the blueprint will have an access to them. For the final things, go back to our animation graph and type motion matching. This is the most important node, and we will talk about it later on. For now, select our run database. Get a pose history node. Right click here, bind it to our trajectory, connect to the output pose, and hit compile.
This is the same stuff Gorka was saying you gotta do.
Our animation blueprint, and it shouldn't be here. It's a really good, but as you can see, obviously, we have some problems. So we continue to fix those things over here. Choosers. What are choosers? Chooser is an amazing tool, which we use when we want to dynamically select a specific asset based on some of crouch, default, the character movement, know if we are mid-air. Just set is falling from the character movement. Now we can make our table.
Okay, I can tell that I need to be fresh and caffeinated when I'm going through this tutorial, so let me go grab something to drink real quick, and we'll kick it and do some Baldur's Gate 3 or something in a couple of minutes. Since it's already late in the day. I got started mad late today. It just took me forever to get up and get moving today. So yeah, we'll play some Baldur's Gate 3 or something when I get back, and we'll pick this tutorial up again tomorrow or something. Yeah, let me take a break real quick. I'll be right back.
Change our character to have the same skeleton, so let's do it real quick. Let's start creating our motion matching system. Create a new folder called motion matching. Right click, click on animations, motion matching, and create a pose search schema. Select your skeleton, and I will call it PSS default. What is PSS? In really short, this is the main place which gives the motion matching system the data of which animation it should pick, based on the channels we put right here. In the default settings, it gives the position of both legs, and we will add some things later on. It's time to create our databases. In the sample project, they did different database for every single thing. We won't do it here because it will take a lot more time and it's not a must. That is for the final 5% polishing, and I will show it in one of the next videos, which will be a more advanced one. Go to the motion matching folder, create a database folder, press right click, animations, motion matching, and create a database. Name it PSD walk, press Ctrl D to duplicate, name it run, and do the same for crouch, in air, and idle. Let's start with the walk animations. This is our database. All we need to do is to write walk, press Ctrl A, and drag all the walk animations right here. This is a really easy process, so we'll speed up the video for it. Do exactly the same as we did just now for every database. In the idle database, grab the idle animation, and then search stand turn and grab those as well. Those are our turn and place animations. Now, how do we switch databases mid-run? Before we do it, let's go back for a second and finish setting up the basic motion matching system. Go to the character blueprint and add here a component called character trajectory. This is a must for the system, since this is what it's based on. Second, in order to connect animations to a blueprint, we need an animation blueprint. Smart, right? So go to our skeleton, you can do it by pressing right here, and click Create Animation Blueprint. I will move it to the third person blueprints for organization, double click it, go to the event graph, try get pawn owner, and cast to our character blueprint. I talked about casting in a different video. If you want to see our well.
Okay, I'm really, believe me, this is a lot. I'm really glad we stumbled across this. This is like I already learned. Well, I wouldn't say I learned it, but I went through a tutorial on how to do this stuff the old way, and this is a lot more dynamic, and it seems like it will scale a lot better too. So it's definitely something that I am super interested in to learn from it. It seems using this tech will scale so much better than the old way of using state machines. Okay, good. So that's part of the notes now. Very good. And we got linked to my video and everything. Perfect. Okay. So we can keep up. Let me go ahead and just close this out. We're just gonna close this because this is super advanced and I am getting tired, and I make mistakes when I get tired, and I don't realize I make mistakes, which is even worse, because something will go wrong and I will have made a mistake like 3 or 4 steps ago, and it'll take me forever to figure it out. So I've learned it's best to just not work on stuff like this when I'm tired. And in the meantime, we can just kick it and do some Boulder Gate 3. Okay. Okay, I think we've killed everybody. What is the... Oh, we've got another tadpole. What's this over here? Can you go down there? No? Targets still take half damage, huh? Push anything and anyone back 6 meters. That could come in handy. Call the weak, psychic overload. Yeah, I don't want to take damage. Oh, I want to get that. How do we get that? I guess we get this one first. Then we can get that one. Okay. Alright, well now we've got all our illithid powers. We need to find our way back to the druid. Rescue the druid. With the goblin leaders dead, Hassan and the grove can rest easy. We should meet him there to discuss what comes next. Okay. Okay, so we just need to head over to the east. We need to head over southeast. Okay.
Best be on my way.
Is this the way that we're supposed to be going? Oh, I think it is. We can keep going this way, can't we? Okay. Okay, we made it.
Something good here, I hope.
I already looted all this stuff. We've already been out this way. But it's fine. We can get down using... Oh, and there's a sigil right there, so we can just use that. Okay. slightly drunk. Are we gonna end up fighting them? Yeah, we're gonna end up fighting them.
With finesse.
Okay, so that one's got 21 health. That one's only got 12. There we go. Oh boy. There. Okay, we'll create one of those floating weapons later.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Okay, now you can do. Don't I have something that can knock him off? No, I changed it out. Sleep. Can we sleep him? I don't know if I want to sleep him. Let's summon the best boy. Okay. Pushing attack. Oh wow, she just knocked him out. Just one hit. Seems good. Fight him. Good job, Dougie. Oh, he missed. Oh no, they shot the best boy. Just do 1 damage. There we go. Good. Is that it? Are they all dead? We can talk to her, huh? Okay. So she's got like books and stuff. I think we should go talk to her real quick before we leave. Oh wait, we still have somebody over here to fight.
I can't even catch my breath.
Here. There, we nuked her. Crusher's Ring, movement speed +3. Let's give that to, what's his name? Let's give that to, what's her name actually? Lizelle. There we go. That now she can get into combat. There we go. Isn't that better? And then we want to talk to the lady that's over here. So I think what we've got to do. How do we get up there? No. How do we get... Oh, I know. I've got an idea.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Enemy too close. So there's an enemy. Oh, he's over there. Okay, got it. Oh, so I'm encumbered, am I? Okay, well we can just send this stuff to the camp right away. Okay, so he shouldn't be encumbered anymore. Okay, now he can use it. Well, I wanted him to jump down there, but I guess we can't do it. Not this turn anyway. There. Oh, she took a little fall damage. Oh, wait. Oh, that says it's gonna hurt. It says he's gonna get knocked prone. He said that's gonna take 10 HP to jump that far. Okay, well how about you dash. Use the ladder. How about all that? There we go. Oh no. Looks like we just aggroed a bunch of... Or, no, those people are all dead. It's fine. This is the last one. Good, we got him with the psionic backlash, it looks like. I think we're done with the combat. Okay. Oh, there's people over here that we're gonna have to fight. Okay, forget it. Let's just use the waypoint thing.
No time to waste.
Here, can you just use it?
Killing people now, playing with doodads later.
Oh, enemy too close. Oh, it's gotta be... Wait, are we gonna have to take these guys out? Oh my gosh. This is why violence is never the answer. Violence is always... When you choose violence as the answer, that's all you can do. Okay, well he does have range, it looks, or not range, but could have some line of sight. Oh, missed him. Oh well. Know what the heck's going on over here? Oh, see, we aggroed all of these. Now we get to fight all of these people. We were not ready to do this. We weren't planning on biting this much off.
On the move.
She can't climb? Okay. Missed him again with a 65% chance of getting something right. Okay, a floating weapon seems good. Okay, just nuked him. Good. He's got a lot more damage. He can take a lot more damage than that.
Swift and lethal. No time to waste.
There we go. Get that bleeding.
Crush the bull!
Still missing. Hey, good evening, Swansea.
Can't give up.
Now, can we summon more than one? Something tells me no. It's like it'll just summon it somewhere else. Let's test it though. There's no way it's gonna let me summon 2 different ones. Is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh well. Here, hit him with that. Come on, you had a 65% chance to hit him with that.
Can't stay idle.
I am fury. I am death.
There we go. Got him with the. I got him with the acid. That's what you get. That's a lot of goblins. Okay. He's gonna want to do that. Okay, seems good. I like how the arcane weapon's taking up shots. Here, hit him. Do 2 damage. You can do it. 1 damage. You needed to do 2. And you did 1 damage instead. How about a touch attack? There we go. Absolute power. That seems good. Do that. Okay. Seems fun. Oh no, they're shooting him. Okay. There we go. Good. You bit him. Now do a main hand attack. Got him. Got him knocked out. Very good. Ooh, it's not looking good. Here, knock this guy out. Good. Soaking up damage. That's so awesome. Yeah, let's have you heal. Oh, why can't you heal? There it is.
On I go.
Oh, healing too far. No. Oh, wow. She is in the wrong spot, huh? Oh, she fell and broke her tailbone. But that's okay. Now she's closer. Now she'll be able to heal next. Let's just have you keep nuking people. Let's nuke that guy. Yeah. He nuked him. Come on in.
CMR made some food, so feel free to help yourself if you...
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And tell her what those potato things that she cooked. Those were really good. They were really creamy.
Yeah, just boil them.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's, wow. I would hate Idaho potatoes if I grew up on those.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they sell them at Supermax.
Okay, we'll have to get some. Those are really good. I guess we're not doing anything. There. Why don't you get both of them? No, she can't get both. Cannot reach. Come on. Alright, well now she's dashed. You mean she can't jump? What? What? What is this? This is unacceptable. Grab that healing potion. Well, she's not doing any good up there, is she? Can he sneak? No, he can't hide. He's threatened. Okay. Okay, at least he hit him once. Hit that one. Alright, well she's got to heal now.
Moving.
Not enough movement.
Take your
Okay.
Survival is all that matters.
There, at least you get down there. Okay, good. Well, I guess she had triple her jump distance the whole time and I didn't use it. Wow. Can she reach anybody? Yeah, she can reach him. Could do it. There we go. Knocked him out. Oh, now she's just gonna take a bunch of arrows to the face. Only one hit point left on that guy. Oh, now she's down. Okay, who else is still alive? Hit him for one. 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Oh no! How many? There's like 6 left still? I don't think we're gonna make it.
You are not allowed to die. Take you. Take you.
Okay, and she doesn't have any healing items on her. That's too bad.
Where do we go from here?
You. Good, we took them both out. Evening the score with the mage, with the wizard.
Time to strike.
Yeah. Let's have you get into the battle. Can you action surge? Yes, you can. There we go, hit her. There, perfect.
Step quick.
You had to do 2 damage and you couldn't manage it. Oh, there's 2 more. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's down too. Oh no. Okay.
Heading there.
Get out of the way. There we go. Swing on him. Come on. Oh my gosh, good.
Taking position.
Now let's have you come this way. You need to come over here. Oh no, there's another guy over here? Oh no, seriously?
Take your
Okay, so she healed.
heading there.
Still on my feet. Best be on my way.
There, blinded.
Time to strike.
Alright, let's have you attack this guy. Okay, there we go. That's good. Good amount of damage. Okay, let's have you hide. Okay, good. Now you can get in there. And next turn you'll be able to do your rogue stuff.
Well, so much for peace.
Wow, both of them are still full health. Great. Here, let's have you go over here. And you can throw that. There we go. Took them out.
I will ascend.
We just got one more to go. Did we do it finally?
Have we buried the hatchet, Laser? No. Why would I bury a weapon? Is it broken? It's a metaphor. I do not know your metaphor.
Hide armor.
Digging, I will find a shovel.
Ambusher, gain initiative rolls, very good.
Anything of use?
Loot everything. Divvy it up later.
Time to press ahead. I'll take that.
Roasted dwarf leg? Oh no. Alright, so if he's got all this stuff on him, then... Okay, cool. Now he's not carrying a bunch of stuff on him anymore. Whole chicken. Oh, right there. All that for the whole chicken? Do you promise to tell the whole chicken? Oh wow, they just the pathing in this game is interesting. Okay, what else what's over here? There's like some dagger. Whoop, don't shoot that. Oh well. Oh well.
What's inside?
Okay, I think we can now go back. Now that we've looted everything, we can actually go back and teleport back to the grove thing using the sigil. Is he always walking? Is there a way to change toggle walking? Encumbered. Condition, carrying too much weight. Oh, okay, so he is still carrying too much weight. Okay, there, that should be better. Okay, now he's moving better.
Let's see.
Okay, now. That was the Blighted Village. Emerald Grove over here. There's gotta be... yeah. Okay, got it. So we go up and kind of north like.
Goblins are such valuable parasites.
Given your own nature, are you really the one to judge? This too looks proof fragile. Yes, not
A scout just reported. The goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it. It's not enough, but it's all we have.
Thank you.
Halsin will likely want to thank you too, Mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us...
No armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave. But perhaps we need not speak of farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us.
That's a bunch of tieflings, huh? Alright, so... I guess we could sell some stuff.
So it's true. You scattered the goblins. Peace can finally return to this corner of the Sword Coast. Thank you. Of course.
Okay. Okay.
May you keep balance.
Oh, aren't you all philosophical? Let's actually rest. Actually, let's save it. I feel like I honestly feel like checking out some more of the. I don't know. I'm just not feeling Baldur's Gate 3 today. I don't know. Maybe it was that big F-off fight or something. Well, let's go looking around some more before I go looking at more Skyrim stuff. Let's go back this way. Yeah, for some reason I feel like I'm rushing, and I don't want to like rush this game. This is one of those games where you kick back and you're just supposed to relax. I feel like I'm rushing for some reason. I don't know why. It's because I want, what I really want to be doing is be working on the gameplay, the video game that I want to make, but I'm not going to make any progress on it because I'm tired. If anything, it'll be detrimental. Oh, they're like fighting.
You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
I owe you nothing. Goblins swarmed us like roaches while you stumbled after the past. You chose to abandon us. I chose to protect us.
Silence! The rite has been ended. I will allow you to stay, but consider yourself a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids. Our place in the natural order.
We got to a stopping point with the game dev stuff.
Backslide, and nature's fury will crush you.
As you wish, Master Halsin.
Spilled blood will not right bad blood. Allow me to deal with my own. I still have need of her. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts.
We basically, let me see if I can still pull it up. Yeah, we got it right here. So there's a new way of doing animations in Unreal Engine 5 called motion matching, and it's it will scale a lot better for complex movement systems. So we spent a lot of time learning about that, and we're in the process of trying to implement it. But some of the first tutorial that we found, it's very, 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 very quick, and I'm gonna have to rewatch a lot of these parts because he covers a lot of ground really, really fast, and I don't think he realizes just how quick he's going. We might have to find a different tutorial, but this is a better way of learning how to do animation than the old way. The old way is very labor intensive and doesn't scale well. This is kind of a new, innovative way that uses AI to do most of the heavy lifting, and it seems like it'll work a lot better, especially for the type of game that I hope to build one day. But we're still learning stuff, and I'll get to a point where like, you know, I'm still down to hang out or live stream or whatever, but I'm just too tired to keep learning, and that's kind of where we're at. It's been a long week, so we're kind of at a stopping point with the game dev stuff, and we're just kicking it with Baldur's Gate 3. We'll maybe play a little bit of Skyrim in a couple of minutes.
Believe me, it is. The span of a mortal life isn't enough to grasp the importance of this place. Its roots touch everything. Soon. Remember the dangers I told you about? There'll be plenty of time to face them. Take tonight to rest, recuperate, celebrate. Tomorrow, I'll join your camp, so I can help with the trials yet to come.
Then banish me. When the coming army marches, there will be none to protect you.
Okay.
I have to pull it together.
I guess stealing that would be bad. Okay, let me let's go ahead and save this. Okay. I think we should just go ahead and call it, instead of me trying to extend the live stream longer. I think we'll just call it. We'll just have a short live stream today. I hit a brick wall early today. I just need to take it easy and you know, pick it up again tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and call it for the day. I appreciate everybody coming in to hang out. Flame Mage, Deathforge, Noob Fever. Thanks everybody. Chris, good to see you. We'll pick it up again tomorrow or the day after, and we'll get a lot more progress made concerning the various projects we're working on. I just needed a light day today, I guess. So I'm gonna take it easy, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.